Good morning, gang. I want to encourage you guys, and I want to deal with this subject because it's very important. You know, there's no sense in you being with the wrong person, okay? There's no sense in the guy being with the wrong girl, the girl being with the wrong guy. God created an equal set of spouses, and I want you to understand that God chose the mate, not you. So maybe there's need for confirmation. Maybe you truly need God to answer something specific. Maybe you really want to know, is this partner that I'm dating, is this my spouse? And maybe you're not really seeing the signs that you really need to see. So I'm going to encourage you that you take that time to ask the Father if this relationship is for you. Is this God's best for your life? And if it's not God's best for your life, then you need to end it quickly because you're taking somebody else's spouse. And so for the women and men, I'm going to remind you, like I remind myself, it's not worth the heartache, okay? You're just not meant for each other. You were not created to be together. Um, I want to make this clear that, folks, God already knew you. He knew you when you were formed in your mother's womb. He knew the day that you would meet your spouse. He knew the day you would start going searching for it. So I'm going to tell you, if you're searching for a wife, you're searching for a husband, don't. I want you to be the best friend that you can be to people. I don't care if it's the guy that works in Starbucks. Maybe you give him a little extra $5 cash just because he works so hard. Maybe it's the woman at McDonald's that serves you breakfast every morning. And maybe you're the business person. Maybe you're that attorney. You don't know what God has in store for you. It might be that woman that's in the McDonald's that gave you your breakfast every morning. Every time you came in there, she'd ask you if you wanted coffee with black coffee with 2 sugars. Maybe you decided to change your mind and say, no, I just would like a regular coffee. Or maybe you're a Monster person like I am. I have to have a Monster every morning, even though it's not good for my teeth. It certainly is not. But I want you guys to understand that what God is trying to do in this season, especially this year, God is going to redefine marriage. Okay? He's not playing around. He doesn't like the fact that people think, oh, I can go ahead and marry this person, and if I don't like it, and I don't like the taste of the cake, or I don't like the flavor of the lemonade because the lemonade's too tart, or it's not sweet enough, that you can just push it out, throw it out, get rid of it. And you can't do that. You have no idea what he does. You're breaking his heart. You're breaking the Father's heart, and that is really damaging. And a lot of you people probably don't understand the Father's ways. I do. So I'm going to tell you, take heart. If you take a gal on a date, you treat her well. Okay? Women, I want you to dress up your best because you don't know if this is your kingdom spouse. You don't know if this is your husband. This is your mate. So I want you to look your best. I want you in high heels and your best dress. I want you to look so good. But I'm also telling you, for you gentlemen, you better have that car looking nice and clean. If you're going to take her home, I suggest you not do that on the first date. I suggest you don't do that. So I'm going to tell you, you take her somewhere nice, and don't you dare take her to McDonald's. You spoil that girl. If you think that's the one you want to introduce to your mother, you better spoil her. You better spoil that girl. And you better tell her that you really do want her, and you want her to be in your life. Maybe there's some of you guys out there that don't know how to talk to a female. Maybe you really don't know how. Well, be creative. Maybe there's a card. Maybe you get a card, and maybe you surprise her with a card that says, I really do love you, and I really do want you to be for me. I really want to spend my time with you. Maybe you have a hard time trying to decipher or know what to say to people. But I want you to understand that God knows your heart. He knows you. He also knows your limitations too. So we're going to step into limitations now. We're going to talk about relationships. Okay? We're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about that spouse. We're going to talk about that person that you might be dating. If you're in a dating relationship right now, I want you to understand that there's limitations, there are red flags. okay? If you're a Christian, you should not be involved in sex at all. You keep that off the table. If they're not your spouse, you don't need to be having sex with them, period. Get it out of your head. It's not going to help. You're never going to fall in love with them if they're not for you. And they shouldn't be sleeping in your bed. So get them out of your bed. Don't do this to them. Because it's not just damaging you, it's damaging them too. So, my next factor is fear factor. Don't have any fear. If there's fear and you feel there's an uneasiness and there's no really peace in the relationship, get out of it. Just get out. Say, I'm sorry, this is not working out. I don't have any peace in it. Because a lot of times God's going to give you that uneasy feeling, not because you may not know exactly what's going on, but because perhaps maybe he's into something he shouldn't be into, and God doesn't want you in that relationship. I've heard countless times of boyfriends being into pornography and looking at other naked women when they were dating the female of their choice. And the woman kept feeling like, what in the world's going on? She couldn't figure it out. So I'm telling you, take your time to trust the Father and ask God for the signs. If a spouse is meant for you, God will provide. He will help you to understand who you're meant for. So if you want to sow a seed into this ministry, you can. I also give out prophetic words and coaching calls if you need that. So if you'll send me an email, my email will be listed in the video. But just wanting to let you know that God loves you and He's going to take care of you. But for relationships, I definitely would pray and ask the Father to be real and to help you understand what He has called you to do. Because being married to the wrong person is not for you. You need to make sure that God gives you the right assignment and the right person. You come too far to get into the wrong relationship and then have to divorce that person because they were never right for you. I hope this blesses somebody, and I will talk to you guys later.